In this section we talk about loops in Python. Okay, so we use loops to iterate over lists like objects. So we will talk about list brief. We will introduce the list briefly. Okay, we will talk about list in detail in data structures, but here we will briefly introduce it because we will iterate over lists using loops. So in upcoming videos we will talk about list, for videos, for loops, range, function, while loop, continue and break statements. Okay, so we will start by talking about list. Okay, so what is a list? Okay, so let's say you want to store the members of SAARC. Okay, so for each country you can use a separate variable to store the name. They are related, but better way to do it, you can use a list to store all the 7 names of the countries because they are related. Okay, so there we can use a list. In one variable we can store them all at once instead of using 7 variables. Another situation of a list is useful. Let's say you are implementing a queue. So in a queue, when object or person join in, they have to join in at the end of the list. Queue. You cannot join in the middle. So to implement that queue structure, also we can use a list. Okay, so that is a place where you can use list here. Okay. So let's start by introducing. Okay, so queue, you cannot people cannot enter the queue from the middle. They have to join the end of the queue. So if we want to build the queue structure, we can use a list. Okay, so this is another place we use list. Now let's look at the syntax of list. Okay, so we create a list by giving it a name and then equal sign. Left hand of the equal sign there's a variable or the label for the list. Then right hand side contain the list. Okay, so we give the list between two brackets, and we give the items by a comma separated list. Okay, so there can be more than 2 items in a list. They will be separated by commas. This item 1 and item 2 can be 2 types. For example, first item 1 can be integer and item 2 can be string. So there can be many types of data in a list. Okay, they don't have to be of the same size. Okay, if we look at one more example, we can look at the list of drinks containing juice, coke and beer. Okay, so this is a list. This is how we will create a list. Okay, so we will go and see how we create a list containing the SAARC countries. Okay, so SAARC countries. So there are 8 SAARC countries, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan and Sri Lanka. So we can create a list like this. We say SAARC countries equal, in between brackets we give things in a comma separated list. So Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal and Sri Lanka. This each item is separated by commas, and they are in between quotes because they are string. Okay, because they are string, we have them in between quotes. Okay, so if we want to access, let's say, first element of the list, so how do? We give the name, between square bracket we give the index. Okay, so index of a list start by 0. So here we can give 0, and to see this result we have the print statement like this. Okay, Afghanistan. See, so the list 0 position is Afghanistan. If I give 1, it will be Bangladesh. 0, 1. Okay, here if I want this thing, I can store it in a variable. Okay, let's say I set country, and then I can do print and see still the same result. So if I want to access India, what is the index? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the fourth element, sorry, 0, 1, 2, 3, no? 0, 1, 2, 3. So the fourth element is the index, and its index is 3 because we start from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if I run it, it will print India. So if I want to access Sri Lanka, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, because there are 7 countries. Okay, there's 2 quotations are missing, so it works as actually here 1 quote. Let me add these 2 here. What happened? They worked as a 1 element. Okay. Okay, now it's okay, Nepal, and 1 for Pakistan. Okay, now if I run country 7, I should get Sri Lanka. See, Sri Lanka, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you may wonder why we start from 0. Okay, we start from 0 because we give the offset. Okay, so let's go back to this one. So offset from the starting position. For example, if I look at here, this is 0's index, 1 index, second index. Here I start from the starting position. Juice is offset of juice is 0. No offset. That means 0, and for Coke there is 1 offset. Okay, from starting point, and for beer there is 2 offset. Okay, so that's why we start from 0. Okay, it gives the offset. Index gives the offset from the starting point. So one more thing also, I can start accessing a list from the end. Here I started from the beginning saying 0, 1, 2, 3. If I am starting from end, I will use negative numbers. So if I say negative 1, it will give Sri Lanka the last element. So when I am coming from this side, I use negative numbers. When I am starting from back, I use negative numbers. We don't use negative 0 because it doesn't make sense. So we start from negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7. If I want Afghanistan, in this case I have to give negative 8. Okay, it will give Afghanistan starting from the back. Okay, So if I want to change the element, I can. For example, here if I want to change Sri Lanka to with a capital L, I can use this. I can say, let's see, this one, 7 equals, I can say, okay. So then here I can again say print okay. So now you can see it's been updated to Sri Lanka with a capital L. Okay, so we can access any element like that. Okay, then there are list methods. Okay, okay, so there are a lot of lists associated with the lists like append, extend, insert, remove, pop, clear. Okay, you can go to this document, Python document site and look at there. Okay, lists. Okay, about lists. We will not go over each one. Okay, so we will show the append method. Okay, so if we use append, it will add an item to the end of the list. Okay, so it will add the item to the end of the list. Okay, okay, so if we want to append, we can do that. Here we give what we want to append. For example, let's say China. There is no reason, but let's say China. Okay, just to show this append method, if I run this one, now if I say, now there are 9 countries. So here this should be China. Okay, see China, and if we print the whole list, what will happen? If I, so it will give all the things in between square bracket. Okay, so you can see China is being added to the end of the list. Okay, so you can look at the other list methods by yourselves. Okay, I'll stop this video here. Okay, next video we'll talk about for loops.